Now you speak French, talking about we? I will personally find the time of day to defend an empty chorus, especially within the context of K-pop, as it intends to market towards global audiences around Asia, but also sometimes even beyond. Regardless of how you feel about the empty chorus, there's a lot of inherent marketing power to the hooks of a pop song having little to no lyrical content. As far as global audiences go, there's a strong likelihood that an instrumental break chorus or lyrically sparse hook sections are going to resonate with greater audiences due to their lack of language being used. For non-native English or Korean speakers, it's easier to understand the sound of an instrumental than a complex idea expressed with words, right? In my belief, there is a time and a place for empty choruses. I know not everybody likes them, but they've observably worked out very well for YG Entertainment and Teddy Park in the past. They've created a reliable marketplace that to this day is insanely lucrative. Baby Monster is seeing very impressive levels of success with their music, despite a growing number of people becoming more and more critical of what can be called the YG or Teddy formula. And now we have Meow, the first idol group who has debuted underneath the Black label and, as we now know, have not been exempt from this formula. In fact, the YG and Teddy formula is really being pushed to its limits on this song. The lack of text on the song Meow is surprising. Almost the entire last minute of this song are vocal samples and instrumental break sections. It's pushing the limits of this formula, and to a degree that I think is harming the groups in the long run. Baby Monster and now Meow are seemingly having a tough time shaking off the production influence of Teddy and what is known as the YG formula. Teddy's production idiosyncrasies create a shadow over these groups, and they aren't given nearly enough room to be able to prove themselves and showcase their talents underneath that shadow. It's all people are talking about, as I've seen, that this song sounds a little too Teddy, right? So we're presented with a kind of dilemma. In the K-pop industry, I guess, hypothetically, does the Black label continue to produce music of a similar formula despite the trouble it's giving their artists in the short term, or do they do something different and risk jeopardizing the already reliable markets that they've created for themselves? It's so hard to understand YG and now the Black label's decision making in this whole situation, because they've already solved this problem in the past with Blackpink. Blackpink's first two releases of their career were double singles that, for the most part, paid off incredibly well. Blackpink's debut saw the release of Whistle and Boombaya. While both songs do have the characteristic YG style and sound, both of them do have empty choruses. The variety between the two releases gave a palatable dynamic for audiences to choose from. If you didn't like Boombaya, Whistle was characteristically different enough to have another chance at capturing that fallout. The functionality of a double single that showcases different sides of a group is a very good marketing strategy in the period of a group's debut, especially. Blackpink's worked so well that I'm kind of surprised that it isn't a YG or even an industry standard at this point. The folly of a standalone single for a debut is becoming apparent. It's very common throughout the fourth and now fifth generation. People don't like the single song that's released on debut. They have nothing else musically to grow accustomed to. I don't understand the preference for a digital single in terms of marketing. Maybe like monetarily, of course, it's easier to release one song compared to a full album, but it's becoming an issue, these digital singles. This is especially a problem when you're working with a producer like Teddy, whose production is widely criticized and also, importantly, very identifiable from the start. He's become synonymous with overuse of empty song sections and often outdated production in general. If they're not going to switch up the YG formula, I don't know why they've abandoned the strategy of releasing two singles that are sonically different enough to be able to showcase at least some of the dynamic of a new group. It worked, again, insanely well for Blackpink. That's kind of what I think about this. It's the same criticism I have about Baby Monster. You have this team of incredibly talented people who are not given the opportunity to showcase those talents in the music that they're being given. Personally, I do think I will grow to appreciate the song Meow over time. I am the target audience that can appreciate an empty chorus, but that doesn't mean I don't want more for these groups. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I guess that's primarily what this video is about. I do not like that we keep running into the quote too Teddy problem, where the groups and all of their talents are getting almost immediately overshadowed by the reputation of the producer behind them. It's not fair, right? And I propose the double single solution to kind of diffuse that going forward, or we could just release an album. I would like to see us get back to the habit of at least releasing many albums, but again, I don't know about that for the K-pop industry, and especially not about the Black label when it comes to albums. I think it took Somi, almost 4 years to release a full album, so not very hopeful about the Black Label when it comes to albums. But yeah, that is generally what I think about this. It's unfortunate that we keep running into the Teddyification problem, and while I do think I'll grow to like the song even more, I already like the song already as it is, but I do want more for this group going forward. That's my only, quote, problem with this debut, is exactly the same problem that I think Baby Monster is experiencing to a similar degree. Yeah. Thank you for watching this. If you did, let me know what you think about this. How do you feel about the song and debut, and so on? Thanks again for watching this. Subscribe if you want to, and yeah, I will see you next time.